We own more than 400,000 cattle throughout Australia and Southeast Asia. Our cattle here at Nimbawimba are absolutely the elite end of our breeding program. Selecting cattle for breeding is really complex. There's many factors that go into the process. Some of our selection criteria are quite obvious and some of them aren't as obvious. Not all cattle are created equal. Some of them don't need to eat much and put a lot of weight on. Some of them produce less methane. Some of them produce more methane. Technology that allows us to accurately measure the methane emissions and the feed conversion efficiency of individual animals now exists. This is a game changer for us to allow us to breed cattle that are more productive and produce less emissions. If we look here at the data, it really shows that one animal is far superior than the other.
Beef cattle farming is really important to me. It's more than a job, it's just what we do. It's very hard work, but very, very rewarding. Nimbawimba's been here since the 1860s and has a long and rich history in this district. The property size is about 5,000 acres. We run about 1,500 breeders in a highly intensive artificial breeding model. These cattle, they'll probably be delivered, I think, in March.
It would be interesting to see which ones are the productive ones and which ones are inefficient. Cattle are amazing animals. They can take low, undigestible food that humans can't eat and turn that into high-quality protein like meat and milk for humans to consume. The downside is the production of methane that has been linked to the warming of the world. Cattle that eat less feed to gain more weight can also produce less methane. Sealock's green feeder units help us to select the animals that have a low amount of feed requirement for the best weight gains and also the least amount of methane production.
So it's quite simple. The animal comes into the chute. As it puts its head into the feed dispenser, the RFID tag's red, so we know exactly which animal is in there. The feed gets dropped down, the vacuums turn on, all the breath is pulled through the system to be analysed. That data gets sent through to Sealock. At the end of the trial, Sealock sends us back a report with the emissions per gram per head per day. Most people assume that most of the emissions come from the back end of the cow, but that's incorrect. 90 to 95% come from the front end, which is why we record the emissions from the head in these chambers.
The cattle industry in Australia is a very large sector, but it's also important to understand that it is responsible for a significant portion of the greenhouse gas emissions profile of agriculture, particularly methane. Our mission is to find practical science-based pathways to encourage Australian agriculture to transition towards low emissions practices, while crucially maintaining and, really importantly, increasing productivity and profitability. This is a huge task. There is definitely no silver bullet solution for this, so it's going to take a lot of collaboration, a lot of really great ideas, a lot of good people working together to solve it.
On a daily basis, Paige and Melinda come down, they check the feed in the feed hopper. Loosened pellets go in the top there.
So they just sound loosened pellets?
Just loosened pellets, yeah.
Leveraging new technologies like Sealock's green feed system is a really promising one. Up until now, trying to understand what individual animals emit has been a complex and challenging task. But now in the field, we can accurately measure methane emissions from individual animals.
We've drafted out a couple here, Troy, if you'd look at.
That's great. I can't wait to see them. If we look at these two animals, Nat, they visually look so similar, but now with the new technology to measure emissions, we can tell which one's the high emitter and which one's the low emitter. And looking here, this animal on our right is the low emitter, and the animal on our left is the high emitter. Before we got the green feeders from Sealock, we were unable to make those assessments, but now we've got this data, we can certainly make these breeding decisions much better with more objectivity. This technology is really important for our company, but it's also important for our industry in Australia, but also the cattle industry global. Gains multiplied across hundreds of thousands, if not millions of cattle globally, can have a really positive impact on reducing emissions. The customer of the future, we think, will demand lower emissions, more efficient and more productive beef, and this is why making these type of breeding decisions is important for us.
The business of beef production must remain viable as we work out ways to minimise our impact. By incorporating emissions data and becoming more efficient with our production systems makes us more environmentally sustainable. For me as a producer and a person in this world, someone who's absolutely passionate about beef cattle production, that's a win-win.